It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and we've got a showcase of shutdown defenses. It's the Dolphins and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next.
It is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. A short kick taken at the 18, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync. And
oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 45. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a third-round pick back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Michael Pittman, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And that throw, unbelievably better, folks, than 80 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Simply incredible. The point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Offside, defense. Are you serious?
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did, but there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good, as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Roll, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bo Allen in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Looking to throw. Johnson. He's going to air one out. Oh, wide open, complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory.
Let's go.
It's a big play there for Miami. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3. Yards. 2nd and 7. From the gun, Johnson. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Gunnar Olszewski bringing it out. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. Gunnar Olszewski. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Point after try forthcoming. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. 5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Off the play fake. Johnson steps away. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Extra point up and through. And it's now 21-7. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. This defense for the Steelers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Now Johnson on 3rd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Cole, he's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And McDonald here over the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Cole. He'll buy some time right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Michael Pittman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, they're stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point attempt to follow here. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A short kick taken at the 18. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Miami set to take over. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that,
pressure comes and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again.
Here we go.
Here's Johnson to throw on set. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Pete Werner, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Pete Werner able to record his 5th sack of the season. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Woo-hoo.
He finds some open field here. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Cole McDonald with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
Extra point safely through, and a rout is on here in this first half. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that. Exceeded in this game.
I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They're going to try and throw on the move to his left. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, Cole. And this one is incomplete.
All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and
into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Michael Pittman
doing it again with his third touchdown here in the opening quarter. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
Okay, we need to double check. Got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Now this, a very short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And out come the Dolphins now.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow the playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Johnson.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play there for the Dolphins. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Johnson now throwing on 3rd and long. He'll find Thielen working the middle. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at about the 14. There he goes right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Talk about flipping the script. That punt return, 86 yards. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. The extra point up and good. And that will extend this big lead. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Takes it at the 7.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
57 yards rushing for him now on his first 2 carries of the ball game.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Escaping the pressure right. Able to put, and he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Offside, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Dolphins offense returning to the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a first down throw complete downfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there for the Dolphins. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Johnson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
3 down, 3 down. Hey.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
On now the Miami field goal unit. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense. You can't score on them on defense. So to me...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football, and this is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Looking to throw. Cole. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Johnson's throw is taken in by Waddle.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Dolphins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Johnson. And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On 4th down, Cole sliding out of the pocket. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the keeper.
Shut him down. Let's do this.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run. On the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for it. Point after, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
So now here come the Dolphins. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Come on out here. Come get some.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. The Steelers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Rolling to his right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college, but I think with more of the middle.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Porter Gustin in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by one more. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he returns this to the 22.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
The Dolphins on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Looking to throw. Johnson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And an also brings up 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, Cole out to his left. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Here we go.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a 1st down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the 1st down marker.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big...
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Their mobile quarterback on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
No problem there on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Let's go.
Miami set to take over.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. I'm trying to collect.
Off play action. Johnson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Pete Werner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
He'll take it at the 42. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 58 yards, the distance covered on the punt return. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
Well, if you're into cheesy movies, you would title this one A Half to Remember, wouldn't you? His 2nd return touchdown of the game.
What if I'm not into cheesy movies?
Well, go ahead and get into it, man, because I just did it, and you're going to green light that.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
I'm coming after you. 29 is the Mike.
Johnson on 1st down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. In trouble, and he's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
Well, I think it's back to the drawing board, or should I say in today's game, the Surface tablet after this drive. 3 plays, they go backwards. They will have liked to have gotten something going right there, but they'll have to punt the football away to end this one.
And it's fielded at the 34. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. That punt returns 66 yards, and it goes the distance. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
All right, count him along with me. That's his 3rd return for a touchdown in this game. Why is the ball being kicked to him? That would be my question.
I was just going to ask you the same question because we see 2 occasionally. I mean, very rare. 3, unbelievable. The extra point up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Certainly not what they wanted there, so the football by rule comes out to the 40.
kick out of bounds.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
56, the mic, boys.
A final shot before break. Johnson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Russell Wilson, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to Green Bay to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau. And they were winners in their ball game as they beat the visiting Washington football team. Amari Rodgers, a touchdown catch in the victory. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. With that, let's get a look.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Mike 13. He's coming. Check him. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Throwing on first down. Cole, he's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He's going to go up top again. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this a very, very short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Now Johnson on 1st and 10.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Here's Johnson throwing again. Johnson, oh, it's poke free. Football's out. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here.
So possession's still theirs, but now they face a third down.
Operating from the gun, Johnson. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now it's the backup Stafford. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Go, go, go. 14 moving. 14.
From the 50, Stafford.
Hey, you're on an island over there.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Wide open receiver complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in the game.
Yeah, about the 4 in the game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
He's picked off at his own 47. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception. In the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
He'll buy some time right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Matthew Stafford taking it in.
And the Steelers get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
The point after is good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18, and he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29.
Johnson now looking to throw on second down.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a fourth pick of the ball game.
Johnson throwing on third and long. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. Taking it about the 36. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. To throw on second down, Cole. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
To throw on third down, Cole. He's going to let it go again.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust? And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big play there for Miami. They stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Johnson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. Line of scrimmage.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Steelers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Cole. He's going to loft one deep over the middle.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
On 1st down, Cole. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A great effort there. 56 yards. And the Steelers offense is running away with this one.
And that looked almost has to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it. But he sure made it look easy there.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Extra point up and through, and that will extend this big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this, a very short kick, and he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
Come on, man.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Offside. Defense.
They're killing ourselves.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. 2nd and 11 now. Looking to throw. Johnson. That is caught by Thielen. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play there for the Dolphins. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Johnson. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
A throw over the middle taken in. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. From the gun, Johnson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this a very, very short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotion.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 45. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. 14 yards. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up. Now a hit and a loose football.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Johnson's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. That catch good for only a couple. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Let's go. Mike 56.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Looking to throw.
Johnson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Pete Werner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at the 43. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
On 1st and 10, Cole, and he's got this down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Cole.
And here's Freiermuth again.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Cole. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Let's go. Come on now. Let's do this.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Pat Freiermuth with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point safely through, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Now a throw here to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Pretty quiet. 29 is the mic. Mike 29.
Operating from the gun, Johnson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Fighting through, and he's got space. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
You can't be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead.
The defense was almost too good on that play. They took away all of his targets. The one thing they forgot, to account for him as a runner. And he's able to tuck it and go for the end zone and get it done.
Flush to his right. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now Johnson to throw on second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Steelers. 20. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all of these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out.
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And some room to maneuver. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. It's their quarterback taking it in. And the Steelers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth-quarter lead. And, partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah. A couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is just unreal. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the... And he loses the football a second time. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Back to throw. Johnson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll run on first down. McDonald, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to...
Gets through, and now an opening. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the scramble. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the gun, Cole. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Cole to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And this Steelers offense is... running away with this one. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Back to throw. Johnson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken right around the 44. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go, fellas.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now it's Trubisky. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. From the 30 on 2nd down, Trubisky throwing left side here, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Trubisky. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Flushed out, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
Let's go, baby.
Miami set to take over.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Buying time to his left.
And he will slide down with the first down for the moment, but a penalty flag on the field.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Mike 29. Let's go heavy. Let's go heavy.
Here's Johnson throwing on first down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. And now they're in the hurry-up. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Steelers, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.